Hello everyone, how are we all doing today? Oh good lord, I need to fix my sub goal. Where's the thingy? Is a 5. Wow. Okay. There we go. Hello, Blackout, Adam, Llama King, Hugh O'Malley, Blage, Simulator Gaming, Louis, VF. Hello, 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 hello. My analytics are broken because it's showing that nobody's watching. That's wonderful. Oh, hang on, if it's showing nobody's watching, that means, yes, I've been signed out of YouTube. Hang on. I need to fix this. YouTube does this sometimes where it'll like randomly break on me. Are you gonna work now? YouTube, you're gonna work now. I need to like re-download Chrome or something because that's getting on my nerves. It's something that happens way too often. Hey, Anis. And Mr. Traff. Here we go. We're going to start out today by... No, we're not going to start with this. I've just realised. I need to continue ploughing field 13, do I not? Seeing as I forgot to do it yesterday and I need to start at the nearest waypoint. That is... No, that's not... Okay, there you go. There you go. I did see the 110 got stuck late in yesterday's stream, so let's see how badly stuck it is. Where is the 110? There it is. It's... I wouldn't call that badly stuck at all. So field 19, we need to cultivate course. And we need to get it out of the ditch here. Hey Pierre. And Chris. How am I doing today? I'm doing well. Been up for a little while now. Had some breakfast. Had barbecue noodles for breakfast. Which are surprisingly delicious. And had a cup of coffee. And I'm having water now. Because I'm being good. It's a lovely day today again. It's about 20 degrees outside. Very overcast though. Which is probably good because otherwise it'd be in the mid-20s and I wouldn't have the face cam on. So keep in mind that seeing as we're kind of still in this heat wave, if it gets too hot, I will just turn the face cam off for a stream or two. Just so that well, so you guys don't see me sweating like a pig, effectively. Because that's not a good look. Let's be honest. So if it does get overly hot, I will end up having to do that. I know Landy is toying with the idea of not having a face cam today in his stream because it's like 28 degrees over by him at the moment. And he is not very happy about that. Yeah, nobody wants to see sweaty Dave. Nobody wants to see sweaty YouTubers. I'm tedding wrong. Of course I'm tedding wrong. I do everything wrong. Is that not my thing? Hello, Channel 7740. How are you doing today? I do have, by the way, a mod tractor that I am planning on putting in the near future, and planning on swapping out, and I need to decide possibly this 399. Do we not have AC or anything? No. There's no need for it 90% of the time in Ireland. It's just these 6 or 7 days of the year where it breaks 20 that it's like a bit bad. You go back and forward with this because it's belt driven. You can't move a massive amount of grass. I mean, is that not what I'm doing? AC in Ireland equals opens the windows. I've got the AC on, I'm gonna say about a third at the moment. I've got the small window in my room open. I do have a much larger window that is still shut. You go in reverse? Yeah, well, I'm bad at reversing, Blash, so that's not gonna happen. I'm sorry, but no. Yeah, stay school, thankfully. Awesome. Farms in that at least has. Not with this tether slash windrow, it doesn't. This one can run in reverse. Because it's kicking it out to the side, it can run in reverse, and I can actually show you that by... See, if I do a reverse pass, it's gonna muck things up, so I can't really show you. Because like the aim here is to get effectively 2 passes into one windrow, so that when I do swap this over into windrowing mode, which will happen soon, it'll be nice neat windrows across the field. Take my word for it. That's probably the best way to do it, yes. Plus, I'm not actually moving a huge amount of grass, so. And Blige has nailed it there. It's a belt rake. There you go. Hello, Gold Plays. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. I'm gonna just be tipping away at water through this stream, so I'm gonna have to refill my cup a few times just so that I'm not, my mouth isn't dry, because it is belt rake equals hay bob. No, belt rake does not equal hay bob. And I can show you if I've got it activated, I can show you a hay bob. So what I've got on the back of the tractor right now is a belt rake. These are hay bobs. They're tethers, but only with 2 tines. So you can use hay bobs to windrow. It's just that the windrows are going to be much, much smaller than what you can do with a belt rake. Games and Games. And EM Cycle as well. You're doing goo. I'm doing goo too. Hello, Nathaniel Lee. You don't need to tag me in every message. I am reading chat, don't worry. Hay bob is as well, Yanis, it's just a different method of doing it. Hay bobs are just basically tethers that have just the two spinners, two sets of tines. Belt rakes are belts with rakes on them. I don't know how to describe that any better than I just have. How am I doing? I'm doing good, Paul. Also, hello. In a good mood. It's a lovely overcast day. I rarely get to say this. It's a lovely overcast day. It's about 20 degrees outside. So I am in a t-shirty, lovely, summery mood. Meanwhile, Landy Kid is absolutely melting, and that entertains me. Hey Frank, how you doing today? So with the weather the way that it is, and the fact that it's a bank holiday Monday in Ireland and the UK, I would expect people to be outside doing barbecue-y things. What is the challenge? I've just thrown it into chat there. You follow the Imgur link. Which apparently is supposed to be pronounced Imager, but no, I'm Imgur, or Imgur. That'll give you some of the rules. They're the base rules that kind of are key to the challenge. I'm using an additional set as well. Just watched Simulation for the Nation live. I missed his stream. I always miss his streams because I'm usually like getting set up and getting breakfast and doing a bunch of stuff before the stream. 24 degrees in Durham. I wouldn't like that. That's too hot for Dave. No barbecue for you today, Lingar. It's a salad day here. We're gonna be having a lovely salad, so I'll be having boiled eggs, egg salad or egg mayonnaise. Hopefully my mother does some of that awesome rice, curry rice thing that she does. Maybe some potato salad. I really don't know what she's making this time around, and ham and stuff like that. So, not the biggest dinner in the world, not the hottest dinner in the world, but it'll be a dinner. It'll be delicious. Use the belt rake only as a windrower. I mean, I would imagine that a lot of people would, because tetting like this seems a bit tedious for like entire fields. So that's all the raking we want done. Let's get this into windrower mode by pressing Shift X. And we can start windrowing the field. Now you might notice that I've only done half the field for hay. That's because I want half the field to be silage. So this is going to be a much easier prospect here. We just run along the side of it to get into a nice, neat windrow for the baler. I don't know if I've given myself enough headland room. That's a problem I'll deal with once we start baling, which isn't going to be today. We won't be baling today. I actually want to sort the silage out today, sort the fields out today, and hopefully get seeding today if I can, with courseplay, because that's going to be the easiest method to do it. Is that on Mod Hub? The belt rake is on Mod Hub, yes. Really nice little dealie to have on like a map where you want small equipment, so that you don't need to get a big, huge windrower or use one of the single rotor windrowers, which I always find a bit difficult to use. This just seems to be a bit more user friendly than those. What brand is it? It is a SIP Favorite 220. Is that what you're looking for? And I can't remember who made it. Now I could have also used a hay bob to do this. And you know, it could be argued that maybe the hay bob would have been just as fast. But then I'd still need a windrower, in theory. Well, it would for the silage side, so you know, it would have been just as slow. 50k to made it, of course 50k to made it. Same guy as the Typhoon Winch, yeah. 50k to knows what he's at with mods. He is one of the top guys in my opinion. I think in many people's opinions. So this is literally just a case of neatening up the windrows so they will definitely 100% go into the baler. Because I need as much hay as I can get. And I don't want to miss too much of it. So the tighter these windrows are, and this looks, I want to say this looks like realistic hay windrow. It's, you know, a bit on the short side, but we'll just call it wet hay. Use this on 135. You actually probably could, yeah. Hello, Iskrin BG. How are you doing today? I get the feeling I'm not going to be able to use the baler going straight up and down. I'm going to have to make some really weird looking turns. But that's fine. I also don't mind that these rows are going to be weirdly offset from each other. They're not going to have equal spacing at all. But that's, again, fine. It's a byproduct of the way I'm windrowing and after tedding these, so... Not a big deal. I'm doing good, Iskren. Thank you very much for asking. Hey, Dal. Anyone seen any updates on the Ivy Pack? I've not checked for updates. So the answer for me is no, at least. Hello, Benji. How are you doing today? What's reversing speed on Massey? 20-ish kph? I could, in theory, reverse windrow going back down the field, which might be a bit faster than trying to turn, but no update on the Abbeys. Well, I guess then I'm up to date then. And I happen to know that Nishma, who's making them, is a bit of a perfectionist, so I wouldn't expect to be seeing them anytime soon. Hello, Dog Day. How's Dave today? Dave is good. Dave is good. He has been fed and is being watered quite a lot because it is a hot day and it's not actually all that humid, so I find my mouth is drying out a lot faster than maybe should. Whenever somebody is doing silage in a live stream, there's so many people watching. Yeah, people have this strange fascination with silage. I think Nishma's Australian, judging by his most recent post. He might be. I mean, Peter J is Portuguese. Which I never occurred to me that he might have been. Am I using a G27? Yes, I am. I got this just as the G29 and 920 were coming out. And I figured, you know what, the 27 will do me just fine for a few years, and I have been proven right. My next wheel won't be Logitech though, I don't think. As much as I love Logitech products, I'll probably go with the Thrustmaster because their wheels are better. Hey, Seam. How am I today? I'm doing good. Do I like the Slytech wheel? I've never used it myself, but I've heard nothing but bad things about it. I've heard a lot of people saying, and I know this is true, it's very plasticky and very cheap feeling. It looks plasticky and cheap, so that doesn't surprise me. The production quality on it is apparently not very good. The wheels have a habit of breaking a lot because they're almost 100% plastic. And realistically, they're overpriced for what they are. If you want a part of the Cytec wheel, get the side panel. Get yourself a good wheel. Get yourself a G920 or G29 or something to that effect. A good, solid metal wheel. Because they tend to last a bit longer. They tend to have a bit higher production quality. And they'll cost you about the same as the Cytec. Keeps messing up and skipping it. Fair enough, Blackout. I forgot to put yesterday's stream live yesterday. Logitech did a better version of that wheel. Is it not the same wheel? Like, I know Logitech bought out Cytec, so it is now the Logitech G Sci something or other. T150 Cytec side panel. I can't talk about the T150 because I don't have one. I've never used one. I can't talk about any wheel in that way, really, other than the G27. But from what I have heard from different people, the T150 is pretty good. It's got a 1,000-degree turning circle, or 1,000 degrees of rotation. So if that's what you want, you got it. G27, G29, G920 all have 900 degrees, which is perfect for farm sim because most in real life vehicles have about 900 degrees of rotation in the wheel before they lock up. And if you're planning on doing like Euro Truck and racing games, I would strongly recommend something with an H shifter. Which an H shifter is basically, you know, the gearbox in a car? That. Logitech have not had as many problems with that version. It might be that they've changed the construction slightly or something then. I would still recommend you get a wheel that has force feedback if you're doing like Euro Truck or other games. Particularly racing games, you pretty much need force feedback. Just to feel what the car is trying to tell you. I know in Farm Sim there is none, so it's kind of a moot point. And with Farm Sim, if you're only planning on playing Farm Sim ever, just get the cheapest wheel you can find. Because it doesn't matter if it has force feedback or not. There's no force feedback in Farm Sim. Doesn't need to be fancy, it just needs to work. Get something for a tenner somewhere. If you're playing racing games, that's when you want to start getting into the fancy wheels with force feedback and flappy paddle gearboxes and H shifters and clutch pedals and stuff like that. But for just Farm Sim, car boot sale, yeah. Car boot sale, pawn shops, eBay, Amazon, whatever. Just get whatever the cheapest wheel you can find is. If you just plan on playing Farm Sim. You're thinking of Farm Sim wheel, you'd like to use it with clutch and shifter gearbox mode. Yeah. You're probably better off going with a G29 than Blage. That'd be the cheapest option that comes with a shifter, because the kind of wheels I'm looking into as an upgrade are the prices are in the 4 digits. But you get what you pay for in terms of wheels at times. So we're almost done windrowing the hay, which is good. Next job is going to be windrowing up the grass for silage. You can understand what the car will do on a keyboard. I mean, that's awesome. I need the tactile feedback of, you know, the car kind of kicking back and the tires kicking back at me, so that I know exactly what's doing what, and I'm getting better at reading the force feedback now. Because sometimes you'll get little subtle jolts of it where it's the rear tires are being a bit unimpressed. And if they start being unimpressed, you'll feel the force feedback lighten up. Turns out Mablins are still reviving even if the shop closing. Yeah. You've got the brick and mortar problem there, Glengar. Which ironically is the reason that they're closing, is because their prices are so high because they need staff. Hello, Landy. Are you enjoying melting? Actually, Landy, get yourself some ice cream, dude. You've got a perfect excuse to gorge on some ice cream today. Also, I've gone from using inappropriate equipment for Sandy Bay to wildly inappropriate equipment for Sandy Bay, because this is my Tethering Windrower. Mappler, it's because they've got actual staff to pay. Also, I might have some ice cream later. Wait a minute. Well, let's wait a minute for Ollie. Where's the tea? Water's healthier. And I've got the remnants of a 5-litre drum sat behind me. It's healthier and I can get it in much larger quantities. Ice cream fan was going around. Oh, dude. You missed your chance. Then again, he might do a second round today because it's officially summer. Once temperatures hit double digits, it's officially summer in Ireland and the UK. Everyone but... Yeah. That's what I mean, is like the stuff that the Maplin used to sell. I'm gonna say used to because they are effectively shot at this point. They're bad online because it's cheaper, because the online guys don't have to pay staff every day. They just need to pay warehouse guys. And probably very few of them if it's Amazon, because they just have weird little robots going around. Put yourself in the freezer for a bit to cool down. That might not be the worst idea. Let's get another bit of isolation in between the hay and the silage. If you're just joining, yes, I have split this field into two effectively. And half to the right is going to be, or is hay. Half to the left here is going to be silage. And we're just windrowing up the silage half of the field now. You on to 99 now. That's the problem with brick and mortar stores, is they have more staff than they need. I mean, in reality, the most efficient shop has one, maybe two guys working in it, but the problem there is shoplifting. That's the challenge. I've just thrown it into chat there for you, Cameron. They're the base rules. You can add in more rules if you want. You go back and forward a couple times to make bigger windrows. Yeah, but I don't want bigger windrows. These windrows are pretty much the size that I want to have for silage. Like, they're looking... They're small, but they'll do. Miscanthus giganteus should be added to Farm Sim for the BGA. There's a lot of stuff that could be added to Farm Sim just for the BGA. I don't know if a lot of it makes sense though. The way that the BGA works right now is kind of okay. I'd like to see like alfalfa or clover come in as a silage crop. That'd be kind of cool. But I don't think there's any great need to add in crops that you can just do the same way as crops that are already in the game. I'd prefer to see crops that you got to do differently. Do I know what miscanthus is? I've heard of it, but I can't remember off the top of my head what it is. It's a type of grass, is it not? Big grass. So hang on, you want a specific kind of grass added to the game, Massey? I'm pretty sure Giants have left grass as just grass, so that it's not overly specific. Let's do 2 headlands here for the silage side, because I get the feeling I'm going to have trouble with the hay side anyway. And the rest of these windrows are going to be a lot smaller. Just because I'm not putting 3 or 4 rows into one. Tractor Spotter put up a video about elephant grass. How do you put extra crop types in Giants Editor? Is it a mod or not? Technically it's a mod. It's... There's a lot of faffery around it, Massey Powerly. I've done it a very, very few times, and it is just a faff. There's nothing but hassle involved. It's, you know, it's not something that I'd advise people do on the regular is add crops to maps. Because number 1, there's a limit on how many crops you can have, and number 2, it's annoying to do. Hello, Chris. How are we now? Yeah, you actually have to code the extra crop you want to add into the map, so... It's easy-ish to do, but it's so much hassle. I'm 90% sure Shy Wizard has a tutorial on how to do like a few different types of crops. Maybe not all of them, but you know how to do one, you kinda know how to do the rest. I am creating a map at the I want to oak in mine. Yes. That was definitely words. Not sure if it was English though. The easy way to add crops is just to use a map that has them already added as a base map. A lot of people are going to probably use Oakfield as a base map for stuff that's starting now-ish, because it's got a few extra crops in. Hey JB, I'm pretty good. It was Scottish. I've read enough Scottish Twitter to know that was not Scottish. There were not enough completely made up nonsense words. He's in mine, Andy. I know that for sure. More water. I've almost drank a full cup of water already. We've only been going like half an hour. Oh, good lord. I'm gonna regret this later on tonight, but oh well. It's a problem for later on tonight. So now for the fun bit. I gotta drive up to the other end of the field to start going on the uppy downy rows. Hello, Jamie. How you doing today, dude? Two headlands should be enough. For the forage wagon, at least. I'm just kind of trying to be careful where exactly I'm driving so I grab as much of the grass as I can. Don't want to waste too much grass here because I want as much silage as I can get just so I can be happy with the supply I have for the cow. the one cow. But we will be getting more cows very soon. Especially seeing as we got 4.5 grand. And we're about to start putting seeds in the ground. We still have a load of crop to sell off. Do have a couple of things I need to buy. But I think getting more cows sooner rather than later is a good thing because we'll start getting money from them over time as well. I do need to feed the sheep as well. And I've just realized I can do that with the Profi Hopper, so that's going to be a pretty easy job. You have to go hard and train a little bit. Fair enough. Hello, Stephen. How am I? I'm good. How are you, dude? This is possibly the most faffery I've had to do for silage in a long time. Well, I say possibly. This is the most faffery I've had to do for silage in a long time. I'm so used to just using the crone rake that I love so much. I will be using that again once we start upgrading equipment sizes. But I feel like it's just a bit too big for the tractors we have right now. Like, this is definitely an easier way of going about it. The 110 has finished work. Has it actually finished work? Close enough. So we can stop you, close down the course, and get you going back to the main yard. First should be the tractor upgrade. Yeah. Wouldn't be a bad call. Well, before upgrading the equipment sizes, the tractor upgrade is going to be kind of priority number one, and then equipment can follow. Because I don't mind using stuff that's a bit too small for tractor. It's when it gets a bit too big for a tractor that it starts going a bit wrong. Maps out multi-terrain or bleh. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there. Thing is, the T-Dub can power almost anything that I'd get for a much more powerful tractor. A much bigger tractor. It's just that it would look kind of questionable. And even the 110 can power a lot of the stuff that I'd get for bigger tractors. The 399 Super Turbo Mega Turbo is in the same boat. It's just that it would maybe look a bit silly on the Massey or on the 110. It would look probably okay on the T-Dub. So I think it's time to start seeding. And we're going to start seeding Field 8. So let's get a course created for Field 8. Field 8, current Circle, and we'll do 10 headlands after the fact. T-dubs are fairly big in size, that is true. John Deere or Ford? Ford. Much more useful in terms of cars. So the next problem is we're going to have to fill the seeder. Well, the next problem is we've got to put the cultivator away. Apparently that's a problem now. Good lord. Oh, I've not embedded it in the wall, have I? I have not. We will wash everything up in time. Yeah, let's get this on the smaller seeder. It'll look a bit better. I need to refuel this as well. It's had 5 hours of work already. Hello, Broadcast Gaming. Need to refuel the 110. Fuel's in the other yard, Dave. You idiot. In which case, I'm probably best off filling up the seeder and deciding that I want canola. Because that's good money. Pasta is fairly bland. Pasta's delicious. How am I today? I'm doing good. How are you doing? Pasta is delicious. The trick is to put a decent bit of salt in the water and you get really quite flavoursome pasta out of it. Even if you're just eating it plain. Let's get the seeds into the seeder. Let down a bit. There we go. Goes at the top of the seeder. And refuel the 110. This is quite possibly going to be a trend of do 3 or 4 jobs of the tractor, refuel the tractor, do 3 or 4 jobs of the tractor, refuel the tractor. Granddad is 43600. Very nice. So the 10 headlands on field 8 should allow this thing to turn around correctly. I also want to make sure this is on fertilizing seeding. It is not. I'll worry about the stream or the ridge markers. I read your comment there, broadcast, and got confused. I'll worry about the ridge markers in time. Now is not the time. And I do plan on getting the larger fields as well, the likes of fields 3, 2, and stuff like that. Just can't afford them right now. You have the streams, good to hear. So let's get back over here. What's the most amount of money I've had on here? I think it was 36,000 at one point, very briefly. And start at the first waypoint. Drive course, ridge markers deactivated, please. Now what kind of... Okay, let's actually drive down to the first waypoint to see which way it wants to go, because odds are it's going to want to go in a really weird and wonky direction. It would have had to do 180 in derp, so... Master your class. Yes. I'd pick both of those over John Deere. Was that the question? So I can seed up the canola while we continue worrying about the grass. Again, withering is on, so I'm having to be a bit cautious with the fields and the growth. McLaren Honda or Toro Rosso Honda? McLaren Honda, because Everybody loves the struggle bus. I hear Red Bull might go for Honda. That's been kind of rumoured for the last few months, Yanis. The rumour has been Red Bull or Renault are leaving Red Bull at the end of the season, and Toro Rosso are using Honda this year as an evaluation project for the Honda engines and to acclimatize the Toro Rosso engineers so they can acclimatize the Red Bull racing engineers. And yeah, McLaren Mercedes for sure. Well, no, no, I'm gonna go with Papaya, Orange, or Regional McLaren. And getting out Red Bull don't get on with anybody. All they ever do is whine about stuff. It's hilarious. They've not made their "we're gonna quit Formula 1" threat this year, so they're doing well so far. They're what, 3 races in? They haven't threatened to quit yet, so. Not bad. So I do have... Lanny's gonna laugh at this, probably. I do of course play charging me money, so it's not for free. I do of course play using seeds, so it's not for free. I do of course play using fuel, so it's not for free. So I'm being effectively triple charged for courseplay. The bonus point there, though, is that it's costing me money. It's costing me money, but saving me time. That's the balance you have to strike in this challenge. Although I didn't specify in the rules that you had to have courseplay be paid. I probably should have, but nah. I'm paying for mine because it only seems fitting a challenge to make it as difficult for myself as I can. You're a Ferrari fan since the early 2000s. I've always liked Ferrari. I was a Jordan fan until they pulled out of this. Well, until they got crap, effectively. Until Jordan pulled out. Then I kind of transitioned to liking whatever team used to be Jordan, which currently is Force India. How would one make courseplay not do that? Not do what? Don't forget, Honda only came back to F1 a few years ago. They were gone for a long time. I mean, technically, yes. But they didn't just stop making racing engines. Oh, not pay for fuel? What? What? How do you make courseplay not use fuel and whatnot? It's in the hard worker settings. So in these settings here, helper seed, fertilizer, slurry, manure, fuel. If you turn all them off, you have to do it all manually. So it suddenly makes it a lot more difficult. And a lot more, I guess, realistic. In that you're not sending off a worker with infinite seeds. Or infinite fertilizer, or infinite manure, or infinite slurry. You know, they'll have to stop and get refilled every so often. That said, I'm hoping by the time I start doing slurry on this map that the Abbeys are out. And that I can start using the Abbey nurse tanker, because that would be amazing to work with. Wonder why McLaren didn't make their own engine for Formula 1. Money! It's way too expensive! Hello, Itchy. The average Formula 1 engine at this point costs about $20 million. If not a bit more. So that's why McLaren isn't making engines, and the MGUH is Probably the majority of that money. In terms of R&D and maintenance and whatnot. McLaren are toying with the idea of making their own in 2021 with a new rule set. If the MGUH has got rid of Aston Martin, and McLaren will probably come in as engine manufacturers. Hello, Citroen's TV. How are you doing today? If you're enjoying the stream, by the way, guys, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Our like goal for today is, as usual, 50 likes. Let's see how close we can go to it and see if we can hit it even. Been a bit bad at promoting the like goals of late, but oh well. Such is the life of an idiot. I've also been bad at doing this. Hang on. Doot, doot, doot. Of course I do it as the music stops, so it's complete silence for a second. That and that. Do Aston Martin do that stuff? What, make engines? Yes. Aston Martin's just a sponsor. For now, they are toying with the idea of entering in 2021 as an engine manufacturer, depending on MGUH status. If they get rid of MGUH and keep MGUK and turbos, then Aston will enter as a constructor. What happens if Aston Martin take over Red Bull Racing? Then it'll be called Aston Martin Racing. And Toro Rosso will probably be renamed Red Bull Racing. Does Aston Martin have a racing team? Yes! Many! Mainly in GT cars. They have, I think, 3 GTE teams, 6 or 7 GT3 teams, and a few GT4 teams as well. Alpha's come back with Sauber. That's a kind of a weird sponsorship deal with Ferrari. Is Toro Rosso not a Ferrari team? No, because it's... Is it Italian or Spanish for Red Bull? It's a cheeky way of having 2 Red Bull teams, but having only 1 Red Bull team. Yeah, Sauber with Ferrari. Sauber is effectively the Ferrari junior team now. In much the same way as Force India are effectively the Mercedes junior team, and Toro Rosso are actually the Red Bull junior team. Italian for Red Bull, thank you. Because I know Toro... Oh, because it's got 2 R's. Toro with 1 R is Spanish. Hello, Burn Lodge. Red Bull Racing would say either way, because they just... If Aston Martin bought out Red Bull Racing, then Toro Rosso would just magically become Red Bull Racing overnight. You are correct, Massey. Red Bull is a drink. It tastes atrocious, but has a lot of caffeine in it, among other things. I need to close that gate, or else the cow might escape. You stay there, Bessie. Haas is the Ferrari junior team. Haas and Sauber. It's a really weird thing, Paul. Haas is the Ferrari junior team for engineers and whatnot. Sauber is the Ferrari junior team for drivers and whatnot. Although officially Haas is a separate team, as is Sauber. Honda could take Toro Rosso. I don't think Honda want to have a full effort again. Ever. So now we've got the Tethering done. And the Windrowing for the silage done. And this is all part of my plan. It's all part of the plan. Because the next thing to do is we need to bale. But we also need to collect up the silage, don't we? Because, I mean, that's a helpful thing. And seeing as the Massey can't really run the baler too well, I think the best job to do right now is to collect up the silage, which the Massey can do well. See? I actually had a plan for once. Why don't they invest in air racing? You mean like the Red Bull Air Race, Massey? Spanish Grand Prix this weekend. New McLaren car being revealed. I mean, it's going to probably be just as bad as the old one. Cedar's almost down to half full. You're back. Welcome back, Ollie. Cool on the caps a bit, though. I know you're glad to be back, but you can cool a bit on the caps. Yeah, Dietrich Mateschitz really likes sports, apparently. Because, like, any extreme sport is sponsored by Red Bull. Just all of them. I could and probably should get silage additives for this, but I'm not going to. Because that's money that I don't particularly need to spend to get silage out of the grass. As this is only going for animal feed, it doesn't particularly matter that I have a lot of it. So this is why I had the windrows quite small, by the way, this is a quite small forage wagon. I didn't want to just have it insta-fill. Hello, Yuso. Yes, he did, because I looked up Red Bull on Wikipedia and I remember that passage exactly. Nice combo. Yeah, it looked nicer on the back of maybe an old class tractor, but I think it looks pretty cool on the back of the Massey. It's about the right size for it. I'm keeping an eye on the 110 as well, and the T-Dub, because I'd like to have the T-Dub free to do some baling soonish. I've also just realised that I really should try and get 25 grand together to get the bale stacker. I guess that's not the highest of priorities, though. I think if anything, the higher priority should be the animals, because they're going to be a solid and stable income. That's the forage wagon full. Off we go. Gotta go do some work. See you guys. Endure it. I'd say enjoy, but work is never fun. Come on, guys, hit the like button, just like Witchy and Glengar have said. Else I'll start spamming the soundboard at you. You're doing gardening in your polytunnel and watching me? Very nice, Clive. They do soapbox race too, yep. And they do something called the Flug Tag, where people try and do like human-powered flight. They do that over water for some reason. And it ends up with a lot of splashes. Can't play Farms and watch the stream at the same time. Oh, overloading your graphics card. If I were to have a farm anywhere in real life, then where would it be? Probably Ireland. Somewhere really pretty that I guess Kerry maybe. Down by the Ring of Kerry, it'd be pretty cool to have a farm in. Hellish to actually farm, but it'd be pretty cool for the views you get out there. Screw GCSEs, you make them a soapbox. Yeah, also there wouldn't be any language problems. except for where the ring of Kerry is in Kerry, and Kerry people tend to be a bit confusing in terms of accents at times. So let's get this emptied out. We got 75,000 litres of chaff in here already, barely compacted, which is probably going to be a problem moving forward, but not at the moment. Of course, this forage wagon is a bit dodgy with the unload. There we go. Do I have anything that I can put on the... I've got to maybe activate another mod or two. In the near future. I am tempted as well to put a front loader on the 399. The only thing I don't like about Sandy Bay is the grass. What's wrong with the grass, JD? I've gone the wrong way, by the way. What's wrong with the grass? The grass on Sandy Bay. Can I tell Nightbot to stop posting useless stuff I already know? No? Because I've wedged this in a tree. I've wedged the Massey in a tree. I'm just going to tab over to the Ford real quick to get... the traffic hasn't gone. Because the Ford's like in the next field over, isn't it? How badly stuck is it? This may be a reset. Tap further away. There's nothing really farther away though. Is the predicament I have. Because everything's kind of clustered at the moment. If I had something down in field 19 then maybe, but everything's pretty clustered up at the moment, so there's nowhere I could really tab that'd be far enough away. Apparently that was far enough away. So if I... No, that's properly stuck, isn't it? Remember, if I can't fix it with anything that I have, I am allowed to reset, and I will have to reset the forage wagon as well if I do that. I might not have to reset the forage wagon. Yeah, no, that Massey's not going anywhere. The 399 is completely stuck in a tree. The rare flip fix. Exactly how badly stuck is it now? Oh, hang on. We've got some movement going on here. How... Is this moving at all? No, we gotta reset. There is no choice there. That had to happen. Pick up the tunes a little. That's literally one bop up. Don't like the grass stays green after it's cut. It's just your OCD. I mean, that, yeah. Something people might not like. Have I removed the turbo sticker? Nope. I've run over a wheelbarrow though. So now I gotta get the forage wagon again and get going in the right direction, although this time I won't get stuck in a tree, hopefully. Here we go. Hello, Killzone. How are you doing today? How's the 110? That's going to need filling soon. Making good progress through the field though, which is always nice. I'm doing good, thank you very much for asking. I'm gonna have to move the 390 as well. That's gonna have to be. I need to move the 390 because it's currently not anywhere useful. And I think I'm gonna try, and this is probably a terrible idea. So we'll leave the 399 there, and we'll just turn the engine off. We have the 390. And this is probably not going to work, but I'm going to give it a try anyway. I'm going to try and bring the seeds over to the field. Now the problem there is the seeds weigh more than the box on the back. So they do make the front end of this Massey a bit heavier than it ideally should be. Oh, yeah, this'll work. We should actually update this in Thornton. Not gonna happen. He's kind of done with these two maps. Probably for good. They've done what they needed to do. They've served their time, and they're being retired after FS17 is done. So it'll be all mostly new maps. I'm not gonna say all new maps. Mostly new maps in FS19 from Oxy. Maybe one or two that you might recognize, but primarily new maps. They're not being converted to FS19. Oxy isn't happy with how they are now. He's come forward so much in FS17. He's moved on in terms of mapping that these maps aren't really up to his standards anymore. This Chellington, which is atrocious, let's be fair, and Thornton, they're just not up to his standards anymore. He's learned so much and got so much better that, you know, Oakfield, Shamrock Valley, that's, you might see them in FS19. So that's totally legit. Refilling the cedar. I wonder, could you actually do that in real life? So let's leave the 390 there. We are going to need to buy more seeds though. Oakfield and Shamrock Valley are confirmed FS19. Fair enough, so you'll get two maps that you'll recognise in FS19 from Oxy, and probably the rest will be new and shiny and delicious. I'll be pleased because there'll be at least one good Irish map. Oh hey, I could have just done the one headland. Probably better that I did two though. Just for, I guess, sanity's sake. I wonder if I'll have the same look with the baler though. Because that's going to be the bigger problem. Like, the baler is going to be the bigger problem for sure. Hello, bucko. How you doing today? Square fields and no hills. I can almost guarantee you not, Blackout. There's one thing Oxy's good at other than mapping is knowing how to market his maps. The same with Bullet Bill, which is why they apparently don't let any other mappers get attention. Still the funniest complaint I've heard, other than the West Coast is flat. Hello, Clash with Connor. How you doing today? New Destiny 2 DLC. Meh. Deadpool 2 soon? Yes. That's all I care about. Deadpool 2 is coming soon. And, I'll be going up to Dublin. I need to find my wallet for that. But, I'll be going up to Dublin, meeting up with a friend up there, and we'll be chilling and watching Deadpool 2. In, apparently, like, the Savoy, wherever that is. I don't know Dublin cinemas. I don't know Dublin. It's yes, that was a complaint Bullet Bill had. What are the other funny ones? Bullet Bill hates Americans because only he'd somehow managed to block Americans from downloading the West Coast. Some of the complaints are just like he puts them in chat and I'm like, what? How did? Does this person need somebody to tie their shoes? Like, some of the complaints are just like, what? How is this? How is this a thing? Even the mapping thing, because oh my god, that music is way too loud in my ears. Also, it's terrible. You live in the US and you got the West Coast. Llama King, that's kind of the point, is like, people are complaining when the giant servers pooped themselves because there was some sort of flaw with the maths to do with the West Coast for whatever reason. Are flat mappers the equivalent to flat earthers? I guess so, because the flat earth thing was started as a joke as well. I changed OBS settings. I did, to try and make everything run a bit smoother, and it hasn't worked. I'll change the settings back to... I forgot to do it last night. I'll change the settings back after the stream. Somebody tags me on Discord and reminds me. I'll definitely do it, because I just plain forget stuff a lot. So 94,000 litres of chaff in the clamp so far. We got another 19,000 litres to go in. There we go. Streaming is quite fun as a hobby. Yes, it is. It's just quite fun to do in general. I'm going to detach that. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not putting it away yet because I'm not done with it yet. What I want to do is I want to just start compacting the chaff down a bit so that it's going to be a bit easier to work with. Massey is Welsh, bucko, so no. When will I be doing the hay? Possibly tomorrow. It really depends on when the T-Dub's free. Because I can't run the baler with the 399. In an ideal world, I might want to get a second. Doesn't bring in more dash. Yeah, but it's more fun. There's actually a lot more work involved in streaming at times. Especially when it comes to like setting up OBS and whatnot, and especially if I try to plan a stream, because then I've got to come up with a plan for 2 hours. Or kind of stuff that I would estimate would take 2 hours. Which is why I very rarely plan streams. I like to have a series of tasks that I'd like to do, and if I get them done, great. If not, then great. GCSE is, I guess, roughly the equivalent of the more the junior sort. I'd argue. It's the O levels and A levels are the equivalent of the leaving cert. I should really invest in that 3-point buck rake, but I don't have the mod installed at the moment. And if I do, I don't have it activated, so that's something that I'll activate tomorrow for getting this chaff under control. You associated recording, streaming felt easier. It's easier, but it's more work. Recording is more of a faff. Because you again have to come up with a plan, and then you gotta come up with stuff to talk about for half an hour solo. With streaming, it is a bit easier in terms of you can just respond to chat or deal with that kind of stuff, and you know that makes life easier for sure. Especially on your exam board. That's one thing that I don't get is what's with the exam board thing in the UK. It should be just the one central exam board, so everybody's judged, you know, everybody's exam is the same, because so that there's fairness and they all do it on the same day, at the same time. O levels and A levels are kind of the English version of the leaving cert. O levels would be, you know, ordinary level. A levels would be honors or higher level. Let's just spin around here for a bit. 25% compacted. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some stuff in special for silage, I think. That's gonna be costly. It's because the Welsh language, WJC does some of the exams in Welsh, etc. Well, translate them. Because, like, in Ireland, also YouTube signed me out, so I don't know how many people are watching, I've just realised. Gotta refresh the page. In Ireland you can get the, thank you, Itchy. You can get any exam translated in Irish, and do them all through Irish if you really want to. Oh wow, there's more people watching than I thought. Yeah, especially if you've got off-camera work to do before you can record. Because, like, with recording, it's... You gotta set up. You gotta get everything just right. You gotta figure out your start point. You gotta figure out when your end point is gonna be. If it's a time thing. Or something else. Then you gotta get everything ready and do any off-camera work you need to do. And the streams, I think me and Laddie both had the same idea when we both started streaming, was the streams would just be off-camera work. Do I have Snapchat? Yes, but it's private. 30 watching, 15 likes, is that all? You can definitely do better, guys. By the way, Landy, beware, the random sign-out bug has hit me again. Have I ended the Gamsting series? Yes. I just didn't get on with that map, unfortunately. And, that happens sometimes, where I'll really like a map, in terms of how it's made, but I just don't get on with it for whatever reason. So I'll do a few episodes and try to gel with it, and if I still don't, I'll drop it silently, usually. Just refreshed. Yeah, YouTube's being a bit weird today. Hello, Jaylon. Just like you with the West Coast. Yeah, I mean... somebody could bring out the best map in the world. And if I don't gel with it, I'm not going to do it. For too long. I'm wondering exactly how much of YouTube is currently broken. Because if I'm getting around to be signed out, that means at least one thing's broken. If there's no auto updates on Glengar's side and he's not on his phone, that means something else is broken. I'm wondering if the sub count is wrong as well, if that's started to break. So YouTube's just being weird, I guess. One of those days. Sunny days break YouTube. You're on your laptop. Yeah, that means something's broken in YouTube. Brilliant! Am I from Ireland? Yes. I am in fact Irish. I've lived in Ireland almost all my life, barring 3 years, roughly, where I was on and off living in the UK. Hello, Mr. RK. Which, by the way, is why I really kind of like UK maps. Granted, I lived in the city over there, lived in Sunderland, so didn't get to see much of the countryside, but did enjoy my time over there. Hey Chris, how's it going? It's going good, it's going good, going good, going good. It's the end of the world, it's all falling apart. I'll be honest, if YouTube, like, died tomorrow, I'd just go over to Twitch and basically resume as normal there, only without the PG. Sunny 36 according to Social Blade. That runs off the YouTube API though. I think the API may be broken. But if you are enjoying the stream, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. League 1 next year. Yeah, but the owner's selling up, so hopefully that'll be a change of fortunes. Hopefully. That bloody time too. Just saw something shocking. Was it my face? I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised if it was my face. I'm gonna need a lot more seeds than I have. A lot more. You're not going to get back involved then? I don't know. All I know is the club is being sold. The owner wants out, so it's going to be sold one way or another, and hopefully whoever buys in actually gives a damn. I hope Niall Quinn gets back involved. I really do. It's on Social Blade, but you won't bring it up. Probably the amount of subs I've lost a few days last week when YouTube was doing clear outs and whatnot. Or the amount of subs somebody else has gained recently, which, meh. I only really give a damn about my channel. Let's get this into the silage pit. Okay, no, that's not what I meant by into the silage pit. Not into the walls, into the pit. Sunderland wants to be folded up. Sunderland just wants a good owner, quite honestly. It's a club that can do well if it's run correctly, and it just hasn't been run correctly for a few years. Do I like the Massey Pack? If I didn't, I wouldn't use it. If I didn't like the Massey Pack, I wouldn't use it. I'll put it that way. I did say into the silage pit, yes, but that usually means into the pit itself, not the walls of it. That poor, poor wheelbarrow that I destroyed. I have to buy a new one of them. The 110 needs filling again. Oh my god. The money bit. Oh, how... Now you see why it's... things are the way they are for me, Massey. I'll put it that way. Why I'm making some of the decisions that I am and looking at stuff the way that I am. That's only a rough estimate. It's not an actual it's not actually correct. Ever. Even with the tweak numbers I have based on my actual numbers, it's still not correct. I know a place where you can 10 million wheelbarrows for €1. I'm pretty sure you forgot the word buy there. What's my favorite tractor? Massey 135. By far. Let's do the fill on the move trick again. This just makes life a bit easier. And that's the end of that seed bag. Yeah, it's a lot worse in reality. So I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna just turn off the webcam real quick, and I'll leave you with the Massey going around. Where's the webcam? Where is the webcam? Oh, it's up at the top, isn't it? So I'm just gonna leave you with the or the 110 even. I'll be back in a minute. I'm back. Whew. I was Traff's account not working all of a sudden. Traff, if that happens, just refresh. Sometimes it'll fix it. So let's get back to the silage. Silaging. That's the word. We should be in this row over here. Yep, fantastic. Hello, FS Legend. How are you doing today? See you, Lama King. That one works now. Sometimes all you gotta do is refresh, Traff. Because it signs me out occasionally as well. And I'm wondering if that's what happened on your main account as well. Hello, thingy. Because YouTube likes doing weird things. If you haven't already guessed. It likes breaking itself in new and interesting ways. Which is annoying, but... Nah. Try your main, if it doesn't work, refresh. 41 likes and 2 dislikes. Doing good? I'm doing good, FS Legend. Just try that in your main. Oh, okay. I'll check the list again, but like you weren't on it last I checked. It's a bloody pain to check as well because I actually need the person's account name to check. I need to double check my blacklist as well. I think I got a few words in there that I don't need anymore. Did I see or miss on purpose? When I use Control F, Massey, because that's the way I do it, it's impossible to miss. Because there's like 1,000 people on the ban list. And it's a lot easier to just Control F to find a person than it is to try and look through everything. So if I Control F and put in enough letters and there's 0 results, then you ain't on the list. Me and your previous chat. What previous chat? I may have actually just missed it. You guys know how oblivious I can be, guys. Just Hakuna your tatas. If I miss a message or two. Sometimes I'm mid-sentence. I don't act like a donkey after saying that. Yeah. We do it because we enjoy it, not because the money's good. Hey, Jack. But it's why you might notice, I'm gonna be a bit mean in saying this. Some people being a bit cynical with videos and clickbaiting the crap out of stuff. Or putting up more videos than usual. It's the money thing. The list does not update with their new name, no. I would need the name that they were banned under. If they delete the channel, it does not update either. Mega respect now. Yeah, but yeah. At the same time, there are times when it does irk me more than a bit, and I get very cynical with stuff. But I always come back because I enjoy it. I enjoy doing this. It's my idea of fun. My idea of going outside effectively. And talking to people. Views equals money, yeah, that's unfortunately how it works. But it's why I've got so many different ways of donating and giving money to the channel. You know, I've got the Patreon. I was searching Traff, so I mean, if it was Farmer Traff or Traff Gaming, it would have showed up. And yeah, it's why me and Landy can be a bit heartless at times with series and with maps. Like, we might really enjoy a map, but if it's not getting enough views, God. That's why I dropped Oakfield so suddenly. Wasn't getting enough views, gone. Bye-bye. You'll come back soon. Or at some point in the future. That's why ETS is gone. Didn't get enough views, gone. That's why I don't play ATS on the channel. Doesn't get enough views, gone. You gotta love making videos, but not particularly love your own content. You gotta make the hard decisions all the time. And be super duper cynical about everything. Simulator Gaming, are you saying man is hot? Because right now, man's not hot. Man's not hot. When the videos are training next week, it was gonna be this week, but my sister's on nights starting tomorrow night until Thursday night / Friday morning, and it's a lot easier for me to do my chill stuff that makes a lot of noise, like playing iRacing and whatnot, at night when she's working nights. Otherwise I do it during the day, or I'd record during the day and do the chill stuff at night, which would probably be a better thing. When she's working nights, I basically start my day at 5 PM in terms of things that could make noise. So it's enforced that I am not recording this week. Otherwise there would have been a video this morning. What got me into video? YouTube. I wanted to make videos. I wanted to make videos on YouTube, and I didn't care how long it took them to upload, because it was, I think, 12 hours per upload, 8 to 12 hours per upload when I started. And then when I got good internet, I started streaming as well. Hey, Massey5610. Don't get into YouTube for the money. That is the golden advice I can give you. YouTube is not something to do for money. Because there is no money in YouTube. Hello, Vault Boy. Communism is welcome in farming. And thank you for subscribing, Vault Boy. Welcome to the RainbowDave Madhouse. Hoping to your stay. Why can you hear a dog? Yes, that's on my end. My sponge, an iRacing race, my sponge bag. Thing is, I'm not very good at iRacing. I might do a video of like a race replay that I'm particularly happy with, but I'm still kind of, as strange as it sounds, 4 or 5 days in. I don't have a dog; it's one of the neighbor's dogs. As strange as it sounds, 4 or 5 days in, I'm still getting used to the physics of the game again. Or the same, I guess. Switch any better. If you've got a large enough viewer base, yes. Personally, for me, because I don't stream daily or don't stream often on Twitch, not really. It's actually worse. I got 4th in my... Yeah, but that was kind of blind luck. And I am, like I said, still getting used to the physics and how iRacing treats the force feedback, and the tire model, because it's changed drastically since the last time I played iRacing. It seems to be a lot simultaneously more and less grippy. It's more grippy when you got grip, and then if you lose grip, it suddenly just drops like a stone. And occasionally flash fries the tires, which is interesting. 110 is finished work with 33 litres of seeds left. I'm gonna have to go for a run down to the shop and buy a butt ton of seeds. So that's screwing up some plans. Especially seeing as the plan was I was gonna get animals with the crop income. No, I've got to get seeds. However, barley is not gonna be sold off. What I do want to do though is I want to compact down this clamp right now. I'm quite happy with 100,000 odd litres of silage. 152,000, oh that's going to be plenty. So it's going to be about 160,000 litres of silage in this clamp. You're camping for the weekend, very nice Michael. Did you enjoy it? 48 likes, come on, 2 away from the goal. With 1.9k plus whatever income I get from the crops, which I will now have to sell. But I think first things first, we need to compact down the silage, get this covered up. What does Courseplay use to generate courses? Courseplay uses the foliage. It uses the cultivated texture layer, or the ploughed texture layer, to generate courses. So if you notice with Giant's Grass and the new Giant's Grass, it'll work fine, but with old style grass where it doesn't have the cultivated layer or the grass seeded layer underneath, Courseplay suddenly doesn't work at all for generating courses. That's how it works. That's how it detects islands, that's how it detects all this kind of stuff. And that's always how it worked. It used to be a trick back in the day, back in FS13 and 15 to an extent, where you'd plough a tiny headland around grass fields. And Greater Tools use that too. It could, but it wouldn't know what field's what, or which field is which, so that's why it uses the field diffs. You'd have to manually define the fields in Creator Tools for it to work like that. Although I guess Courseplay doesn't know which fields. I guess it could. Just use the field indicators and that kind of stuff. It could probably use a similar system, yeah. Hey GD, how are you doing today? We're all doing good. We're all enjoying the lovely warm weather. My room is starting to really heat up. What's the temperature outside at the moment? I think it's up. It is 19 degrees outside, with clouds and sun. That is the latest weather right here where I am, in Davesville. Hello Matthew as well. The funny thing with iRacing, and the reason I don't really want to put it on YouTube per se, I'd be more willing to do it on Twitch, is because, and Glengar, if you haven't looked at the results that I put into the admin chat, you might want to. It shows my real name. iRacing doesn't use usernames, it uses your actual real name. Because you're racing against other real people, and in motor racing you don't have usernames. In motor racing you have your real name, and that's it. Plus I have a spotter that I've now got set up to use my real name. The same spotter I was using for Project Cars when I did the streams that time. That I was shouting at constantly, but now I have it saying my real name instead of Dave. Actually, if any of the mods are curious about what my real name is and you didn't already know it from various different methods, it is in admin chat. It's from the race that I finished 4th. Although the official paint job of the MX-5 should give it away. Which one is me? It's Matthew. My real name isn't Rainbow. No. Nor is it Dave. That's 34%, 35%. Oh my god, I could compact this all day and get nowhere. Why I don't want to stream it, Glengar, is 90% of the time I have on it is practice. And that is incredibly boring because I'm just doing laps. I'm just going around a circuit constantly, not really racing anybody. Believe it or not, Glengar, that's what my spotter's called. Or at least that's what I call him. After Formula 1, he's fake Jeff. Or AI Jeff. One of the two. Really good spotter though. If you're in Project Cars on PC, you want a good spotter pack to use, crewchief.com. Get you a spotter that'll allow you to ask for details of the race and your car condition and whatnot, as opposed to the default Project Cars 2 spotter, which kind of gives you very vague information like, you're in 5th. Well, thanks. How far behind is the guy behind me? You're in 5th. Where I source my tasty memes from is none of your business, Simulator Gaming. But yes, I did steal Burb. I did steal Burb. I didn't steal Funk though. Totally legit silage compaction. It's stupid that you can do this and it works. Who's Funk? It's the song that he plays. If you watch one of his streams, and he's playing a song and chat is going mental with 1s and 2s, that's Funk. 1, 2, 3 Funk. See you, Glengar. You only just started watching. You'll get to know all the memes that happen in his chat, don't worry. I've got plenty of support, Massey. I'll put it that way. Bank account might not be the healthiest, but I've got enough support that it doesn't matter too much in the short term. Long term, yes, it is something I'm worried about, but short term, I'm okay. Which is why I'm looking for work. Now that you've seen what the financial side is, even though it's a actually hilariously exaggerated financial side, because Social Blade's using numbers from about 3 years ago. Now you've seen what it is, you can see why I'm kind of with YouTube and frustrated with all the changes they keep making. I mean, blackout, that's not a joke. That's literally what happens. If I need money, either I'll save up or I'll ask my parents. If it's something that I need immediately, like the water cooler, I actually had to ask for money for that. So if you do want to help out the channel financially, and you know you're an awesome person like that, and you can afford it, most importantly, because I don't want to be getting donations from people who can't afford it. Please feel free to donate or send a super chat. Hello, SFG. We all struggle at some stages, normal. I ain't saying I'm a freak. I could if I wanted to, Massey, and if ever I get enough money together, I will. Let's move on to a new topic, Massey, because I don't like talking about money. You want to start doing videos without YouTube's going? You might not. You'd probably be better off going over to Twitch and streaming, but if you can't stream, just do videos on YouTube and ignore the stupid side of it. The stupid side of it is stuff that people who make money on YouTube need to worry about. Stuff for me and Land need to worry about it. If you're doing videos just for fun, who cares? I know that feeling, SFG! My mother is cutting onions downstairs and my eyes are hurting. At least I think she's cutting onions. It feels like she's cutting onions. Because I got that horrible stinging pain in my eyes. 68% capacity. I'm gonna get something heavy. I've got an idea. Once. Took you 4 months, every single day applying. Yeah. Yeah. Like GD said, if you want to stream or make videos or anything, do it as a hobby. Don't make it your full-time job. The financial stability just isn't there. Right. Let's get this stacked up. Oh yeah, I gotta get out of the tractor to do this, don't I? Or do I? What's the button? Add weight 2. Okay, we're 990 kilos. We're almost a ton on the front of the Massey. We're gonna stop this guy and bring him in. I know there's small bits of the field that he's missed, but it doesn't matter too much. And we're gonna get the 390 in, and we're gonna take off the weight pack on the back, because we're gonna. This weather's mint. It is amazing. It's actually a bit overcast here today, which I guess is a good thing because it's keeping the heat up. Yeah, it's not acting as an insulating layer that just makes it really hot. It's keeping it relatively cool, so we're only getting about 20 when, if it was blaring sunshine like yesterday, we might be in the 30s. How am I today? I'm good. A bit tired. I didn't sleep particularly well last night, if at all. I kind of got very broken sleep an hour or two at a time, which is never fun. YouTube is a great hobby. It is one of the best hobbies. Because you can do literally whatever you want on YouTube. As a hobby. It's when you start making money out of it that you suddenly have a million rules you need to follow. 50 likes, awesome. Thank you guys. Mount a fan to your wardrobe using cable ties. I mean, I could do that. I have cable ties. You didn't see, but all the tent was too hot. I've never had that problem in a tent, Michael. I've always been kind of blessed with feeling tents as cold, and the sleeping bags I always got were heat regulating ones. Too cold. Yeah, that's where you get a good sleeping bag. You need to get a good heavy sleeping bag. And I can promise you, you will sleep like a baby in the tent. Because you'll heat up that sleeping bag in no time, and you'll feel lovely and toasty all night. Then dawn comes, it gets a bit colder, you get the dew down, and it'll wake you up. You only feel safe in ones with a built-in ground sheet. I prefer ones with a built-in ground sheet, like dome tents and whatnot, but I'm pretty good on pretty much any tent. So we got about 2.3 3 tons of weight on the Massey now, so we should be able to compact the silage pretty quickly. Eight of you in one tent. What kind of tent was it? Because I've been in 12-man tents with 6 people, and it was always toasty warm in the sleeping bag. Pierre, thank you very much for the 50 Swedish kroner. Good lord, that is incredibly generous. I think my Streamlabs is broken. So the tarantulas and snakes getting in. It was always bugs and moths for me. I hate moths. Landy's on countdown. Well, that sounds like a good enough excuse to finish the stream here on a high note. Thanks to Pierre. You, sir, are awesome. I know that it's in euro, not too much, but it's very welcome nonetheless. But that is going to be it for today, guys. I'll be back tomorrow with maybe some more Sandy Bay. I haven't completely decided what I want to stream tomorrow. There are a few things that I might stream. I'm not going to let you in on all of them. I will leave you by saying I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 17 on Sandy Bay with the challenge. Until next time, stay safe and goodbye.